Thanks for dropping by Nerdorama Retro Nostalgia. Together we're going to save this Game Boy from its screen burn. Hopefully this 91-cent screen protector is all that we will need. Leave me a comment if you recognise my new Lego mosaic and let me know which other consoles you'd like to see on the channel. In this video we're going to take the Game Boy apart, give it a good clean. I'll then remove the polarization filter, put this one on, do some testing, check that I have everything okay, reassemble, see if it all still works. Make sure you stick around to the end because I've got another console that's been delivered and it needs our help. Before we dive into fixing this Game Boy, click that subscribe button. I'll appreciate it, and every new subscriber I get will help me save a retro console. Let's get cracking. Here's what we're working with. This is the range of our brightness. The LCD underneath looks pretty good. Hopefully it's just this filter. Now you might not be aware, and neither was I, the Nintendo Game Boy actually has a tri-tip screw. Initially I couldn't figure out why none of my screwdrivers were working. I've got the 6 screws out, but straight away I'm starting to see some telltale signs of some corrosion. Yeah, this screw head here is a little bit crunchy. This is actually my very first time taking a Game Boy apart. Fingers crossed. Nice and smooth. It's really looking quite nice on the inside. These battery terminals look pretty good. So I think it might just be these ones that'll need a little bit of cleaning. I'll also be checking behind the board here where these screws came out just to make sure none of that battery corrosion has gone underneath. Now that we're in, just some simple Phillips head screws to get the board out. Lucky last. Now I need to very carefully remove this ribbon cable. There's 2 little plastic tabs here I'm going to move up very carefully. And it slides out nice and easy. I'm going to remove the buttons here so that I can give everything a nice little clean. I'll also pop out this battery contact so that we can give it a bit of a clean. This next step I'm going to be extremely careful. We've got to get the screen out, and it is held in place with some double-sided sticky stuff, and I don't want to break any of the plastic, and I definitely don't want to crack the screen. So I've seen some people give the case a slight bend. It's not a good noise. So this corner has come off a bit, which is good. If I can get one part started. Oh good, I've got some movement here now as well. Slow, steady, slow, steady. Come on, come on. All right. Yep. Just got to feel that tape lift. Okay. All right. The relief. It's looking like things have been successfully taken apart. I'm going to put the electrics aside, give it all a quick clean now. Just quickly, for my next video, jump into the comments and tell me which console should I have a go at repairing next. One of the Mega Drive 2s, one of the Master System 2s, the Sega Game Gear, or should I have a go at installing the backlight mod on the original Game Boy? Whichever one gets the most comments will be the next video. I'm just going to start with some general purpose glass cleaner. I'm also going to use some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure none of the cleaner residue is left behind. The case now is lovely and clean. I'm going to have a go at the battery contacts and the PCB. Next, it's the giant can of contact cleaner to do things like the on-off switch and any of the ports. This looks pretty good, just the buttons and some of the screws now. Now we've reached the hard part where we need to remove the original polarization filter. To do this, we need a blade, so I'm going very slowly and I'm going to be very, very careful. I want to make sure I don't do any damage to this cable or to these here. Okay, I might start from this corner. So the polarization filter is on the top and it's very, very thin. Trust the process, go slow. Okay, well, the first corner is behaving very nicely. I'm going to move my fingers back. I might even curl my fingers around. That sounds like a good idea. Now, if we're lucky, we might be able to peel this off. It does look like it's got some tiny cracks in the filter here. But if it's not in too bad a shape, you can get lucky and peel it off. Oh, it's tough. Oh, wow. Don't be afraid, this is what it's supposed to look like. It's come off in one piece. This is just the glue residue. I haven't shattered the screen, so hopefully the hardest part is over. I may need to keep using the blade if any of the glue needs scraping, but now is just isopropyl alcohol and elbow grease. It's almost clean, we're almost there. I'm going to use some alcohol wipes just to get rid of the last part, and then I need to really wash my hands. It's looking really nice. Give me a minute to tidy things up and let's keep going. The next step is getting the polarization filter on. I've written some letters on it so I know which is the front, which is the back. We have to figure out the correct orientation as well because it does only go one way. So we'll get the Game Boy plugged in just so I can get the screen on, get the filter cut to size, figure out the orientation. Hopefully I can get it on without any air bubbles. Slide this in gently. Press down on my little tabs. Press, press. There we go. So you can see it's important I get the correct orientation, so I'm going to draw some arrows as well. Hopefully this is the right size. This way is up and this is the front. So this side is the glue layer that I have to peel off. Oh God. Here we go. Just going to give it some little presses. Hopefully we don't get stuck with any air bubbles. But for a first try, it's not awful. Let's peel the top layer off. Okay, we do have a few bubbles. I think the bubbles are there to stay, but it's my first attempt, so I'm not too disappointed. I'm going to give it some power and see how it looks. It's all back together. Let's give it a try out. I can see the screen. Ah! You can see my bubble here. It's a massive improvement on what we had before though. There you have it, our working Game Boy. Double thumbs up for me. I'm quite impressed if I do say so myself. Couple of air bubbles, but not the end of the world. If you made it to the end, big thank you. 91-cent polarization filter. We have a much better screen experience now. I did promise to show you the new console that's arrived, so here it is. It's a wonderful Sega Mega Drive 1, 16 bits. Apparently it's got some issues, so this could be the next console repair. Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Take a look at my last video if you haven't seen it yet, and I'll see you all again soon for some more Nerdorama retro nostalgia.